Okay, today we're gonna just change the light bulbs in my headlights. They're still good, but I felt like upgrading to a brighter model, and these are like the original headlights. So yeah, I'm gonna replace them. First step, you gotta take these bolts off to get the protective covering off. I have a 5.5 millimeter wrench with a ratchet to take it off, and I'm gonna take all three of these off to get that off. Okay, got all three bolts off. Take the protective covering off, let's put it to the side. And then we got two little latches on the headlight. We have one over here, and we have one back here. And what we'll do is gonna pop them up. Let's push on them to go up. Okay, once you take the cover off, there's two latches. There's one back here, and this little one right here, and you just have to push up on them, and that will detach the headlight. This little one's a little tough. Just kind of pry underneath there, get it up. This one, get it up. Now the headlight attach assembly here should kind of sneak right out. There you go. Comes right out, so you can get into the bulb. So once you got the latches done, it takes a little bit of force. You got this little plastic clip that attaches to a little plastic ball right here. This one came out pretty easy. It's just gonna pop out of that hole right here. But you pull the whole thing out, and this is your main headlight right here. You're gonna loosen up the clip. Once you get the electrical socket out, you're just gonna pull this right out, straight out. It'll come right out. It's a little rubber gasket, so you have to give it maybe a little rocking to get out of there, but pull straight out. Make sure you remember the orientation, because the electrical connector only goes on one way. So remember, this little knob has to be on top. Now it's very important that you don't touch the bulb with your hand. You want to use a cloth when you're handling these bulbs. This one looks pretty good actually for being that old, but yeah, you don't want to touch the bulb with the oil on your hands, because then you'll burn it out quicker than what it's designed for. Okay, I got my new bulbs ready to install. The Ford Ranger here for headlights takes a 9007 size bulb, so it's important to know what size bulb you have. And again, you don't want to touch the bulbs with your hands. You don't want to get your oil on the bulb, so that's why I'm using a rag to grab it. Again, being very delicate, because the little coils inside are what make the light bulb light up, so you don't want to like bang this thing around or anything. Okay, so we're gonna put the bulb straight in. Being careful not to touch anything, and you can line up little notches on the side. You see a little notch right there? There are these little sticking out notches, and try to make the little notch stay on top here too for the electrical connector. So right there, and this rubber gasket, you just gotta push it in. It should lock right inside, and that's how you install the light bulb in there. Again, not touching the bulb, and get your electric connector. You're gonna put it right there so it latches on there. I broke one of these little latches off, so I'll probably super glue that on there, but honestly, as long as you have one, you're still okay, but you don't want to break those off if possible. So, and then you ratchet it down, lock. Just turn it right until it stops. It's tight in there, electrical connection's tight. Your next step is just to put the headlight back on, and then we'll test it. So you're gonna just line up the holes with the screws, like this one has to go in a little hole. This one has to go in a little hole down there. It's a hole down there. And you don't want to touch these latches yet. You're gonna touch those after. You're gonna lock it down with them. Okay, I'm holding the headlight in, and I'm just gonna push these latches in so they lock, and the headlight should stay in place. Latches are down. One thing I want to tell you is that this little bolt, little plastic bolt, has to be on the side of the latch on this side, and that's what catches it right there. So it's kind of hard at first, but you just gotta line it correctly and get it right behind that bolt. And this one was relatively simple because it just goes right into the body of the truck, the front end of the truck, I mean. And then you're all set. It's in there, and we're gonna test it. And testing to see if it works. Totally works. This is the new one. This is the old one. This one has a whitish color to it, a little more bright. So, like I said, I've had these lights on here for like 12 years, so I thought it was a time to push the headlights and make it look a little bit better, a little brighter. So, repeat the same step with the other side, and you're all set. You got new headlights in your truck. So I hope this helps.